right, everybody, welcome back into the Tri-Oval office. And we finally, after a long, long wait, had cars on track at Bowman Gray, at least for, some of the time. The rest of it, I don't know what was happening.
No.
But but how are you tonight, Grant? I know you've been out of town for a few days, so we're a little bit late getting to this reaction, but we're making it anyways.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back home. Glad I got to watch what I could watch of the clash between dinners for work and this kind of how it is. But I had it on my phone like upside down on the table, and every so often I'd kind of like lift it up and be like, oh, okay, like just trying to see what's going on and be like, oh, they're still in a delay. Okay, this is fantastic. But caught a pretty good amount of it actually. So excited we got it in. Interested to hear your takes on it. I know I've seen more negative feedback than I thought I would see because all the races I saw, I thought it was great. So
I was going to say, because it's been a few days, I went back and I watched the replay of at least the first 100 laps because that's really the only time any real racing was done. And then I know you mentioned earlier that you watched the replay as well just to get caught up. So this should be hopefully somewhat fresh in our minds, though it's been already a crazy Monday as we're filming this. Monday before Daytona. So we're right about to get into the every week until I think our next break is Easter.
Cannot wait.
We finally made it back. Made it back. So let's start with the winner because there's so much we can talk to. I think normally when we do a review like this, we'll kind of go we'll start with the winner, then we'll go chronologically about what happened. I don't want to do that for this race. Too much happened.
Yeah.
Too much stupid stuff not worth mentioning happened in this race. But Ryan Preece breaks through, gets his first, well, technically not win, but he joins Denny Hamlin and Jeff Gordon as the only drivers to win a clash before winning their first race. So, and you could tell what it meant to him. He was emotional on the radio all night.
Yeah.
Like, even before he won, he was just like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to race anymore. And then he started passing people. He started like, oh, I want to keep racing. Let's keep racing.
Funny how that happens.
It's not dangerous at all. The rain definitely, or the sleet or frozen rain or whatever fell from the sky, helped him quite a bit. I did not expect Preece to be that good in the wets.
I didn't either. I mean, like I said, I remember I was watching it initially and I kept kind of flipping my phone up, and towards the end of the race, I'm like, I mean, he's just pulling away from these guys. Like his car was so strong running, and especially like when they were running up a little bit higher up the track when it got wet and stuff like that. I mean, he was just pulling away from folks. I mean, he looked really strong, very promising. Like you said, it meant a lot to him in the the post-race interview and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm biased. That's the second best person that I could possibly hope to win that race out of anybody. I was so fired up. So I'm super happy for him. I think it's a sign of things to come. I think you should feel a little bit of like vindication. I think you were a week early or a week and a half early, but I mean, no one's higher in the country on Preece than you. So, and you're 1-0.
That is true.
So
I want to know. I did have him as the dark horse to win the clash. There is that unreleased episode that I think I accidentally deleted the footage for too. So if it still exists, it may get spliced in, depending on how editor me feels. But we did pretty good. I mean, I chose Blaney to win the whole thing, and then we talked about dark horses, and I took Preece, and you picked Briscoe to win the whole thing. I don't think your dark horse was very relevant.
Dude, I was feeling good about Preece, I was feeling good about Briscoe for a minute there. I was like, man.
I was going to say, there was a point in this race with about 40 to go where it was Preece, Briscoe, Blaney, 1, 2, 3. And I was just like, wow, this actually proves that
we know some wheel.
We know a little bit of wheel.
Who did I even – I can't even – I'm blanking on my dark horse.
I don't even remember. I don't even know if they made the show.
Maybe it didn't, because I think I would remember that. I can't think.
It was a weird lineup because I don't think you chose Alex Bowman.
No, I wouldn't have picked Bowman. I wouldn't have picked a big three. I don't remember. I probably did. Someone's going to our first, like, our second hate comment ever is gonna be like, "You picked Bowman, idiot." So I don't know. Maybe I did.
I don't I mean, I don't get why Muppet is such an insult. I mean, it's like it's like the second biggest thing or the third biggest thing people watch this weekend was the new Muppet special.
I
So, I mean, if we can get those kind of viewership numbers, I'll take it. I'll be called a Muppet
I
any
know.
day of the
What did
week.
it say? All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, unless you're Ritz crackers.
Fair enough.
Anyways, um, so a lot of crashes. Surprisingly, not as many as I expected in the first half of this
Yeah.
race, where it wasn't wet and icy. And so I think Bowman Gray put on a really good show. I think this gets me really excited for the 750 horsepower
Hmm.
package at different short
Yes.
tracks because it was very racy and you could bump people out of the way and pass them, but you didn't have to necessarily like pile drive them three grooves
Yeah.
up to get it. You got them unsettled, then you could get on the gas, you could do bump and runs, and you could pass. You could go all the way from the back to the front and back again and back again and back again. That was how this race played out. Um, Only two cautions for incident during the first 100 laps of this race. It was really putting on a good show. And then Mother Nature decided that it wasn't done, or she wasn't done with NASCAR quite yet. We got away from her last year, and this year it looks like she's going to be on kind of a revenge tour.
Yeah. Just as long as she stays away from Daytona in the rain.
Have you looked at this? Have you looked at the radar at the forecast
Mm-mm.
yet? It's
Oh
not
my
good.
gosh! Of course it's
It
not.
looks
I
not
haven't
great.
seen it. I think I
It's
didn't
not
look.
supposed to rain all
I didn't
week.
look on
It's
purpose.
not supposed to rain all week, and then it's like a 70%
Are you
chance of
kidding me?
heavy rain on Daytona
No
on
way.
Sunday. Yeah,
Daytona Beach.
when I looked at it earlier today.
My handy dandy Apple weather saying sunny.
Okay,
Sunday, 55% chance of rain.
okay. Well, hopefully it's the 45% possibility rather than that. I want to talk about once this race did get kind of
Yeah,
chaotic. Um, there were a few cars that stayed at the front or at least led laps. But I feel like almost every car, except for I don't think Alex Bowman got all the way to the top five. I don't think Cindric did. I don't think Ross Chastain did. I think every other car in the field might have been,
at some point.
or Josh Berry didn't get up there, but like every other car in the field might have been in the top
Yeah.
five at some point. But I think this really kind of comes down to who were there or led laps. So I would like to talk about SVG a little bit more. He was very impressive on the wet tires. A little bit about Zilich. I mean, he was up there until he got caught up in the same wreck that took SVG out. Um, Carson Hosefar really impressed
Yes,
me
he
in
looked
this.
fantastic.
Um, in the wet, but that wasn't like Priest and SVG and Zilich. They weren't running the best until it got the conditions kind of shook things up. Hocevar was. Hocevar went into the break either third or second, right behind Ty Gibbs, and he didn't wreck anybody like intentionally. He drove them cleanly, and then finally he just got body slammed. He got kind of caught up in part of a wreck. When Gibbs went around, he got caught in it. It tore his fender off, and it was just not the same after that. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty vindicated in some of my early season predictions because we race every single race on an icy track that's around a football field. So you got to look at it from that lens.
Yeah, you're 100% on icy tracks around football fields, so you got to feel good about that. I mean, who else could say that?
So, but yeah, I mean, SVG continually shows that he's probably the best driver in the field in wet
Mm-hmm.
conditions. Um, and if Mother Nature is going to get us this year, then maybe that benefits him at a few ovals. Because there's only we can run most of the schedule now on rain tires, except for mile and a halfs and over. So that's going to help him out. I was very impressed with just some of his racecraft. It helped that everyone had to shift to a new line that no one has ever run at Bowman Gray ever. So I think that helped him. Zilich went right through the field as soon as the ice came because same background, road racing, used to racing in the wet. Hocevar, you want to talk a little bit more about Hocevar? I feel like I'm just summarizing this. There's just so much that happened in this
Yeah.
race, and none of it feels all that important, if
You
that
kind
makes
of got to
sense.
pick and
It's the
choose kind of what you want to
it's the
talk
Pro Bowl
about. Yeah.
problem.
Um, I thought Hocevar, the way, like to what you were saying, the way he drove to the front was not abrasive. It was not intrusive. I thought it was. He also, speaking of racecraft, I thought he drove exceptionally well. I mean, you just watch him and you're just like, holy smokes, this dude is just flying through the field. Like no one's going to stop this guy. And it's
And
unfortunate the way it kind of
he's
got
had a
caught
big
up,
week.
but I mean, he's just it's so apparent he's just dripping with talent. It's just a matter of time.
And I mean, big week, kind of off topic, but Josefar signs that big contract to stay at Spire through at least
Not that
2030,
that matters to Rick Hendrick, but
maybe
yeah,
longer. I mean, if someone wants Josefar bad enough, that contract will be either adjusted to get him more money to keep him at Spire, or it will be paid
yeah.
off. It'll be bought out.
But
So,
good for him though, regardless.
but absolutely good to
Yeah,
earn that. He desperately though, I think needs a win this year. I don't think if he just goes and he's fast, but he doesn't necessarily finish well, and we do another 36 races of that, I think the allure starts to fade a little bit around
yeah,
him. Like, I think everyone right now is obsessed because he doesn't care. He's really, really, really fast, um, and he'll wreck your favorite driver. So you always have to know where that yellow and black 77 is on the
oh
track.
yeah.
Um, so I hope we're both going to Atlanta in less than 2 weeks now. So I don't know if that's going to be where he breaks out and finally crosses the
It
finish line
it dang
first.
near was
But I mean,
last year if it would have gone all the way to the finish line.
I think he had him last year if he
100%.
had. He would have been in victory lane with half of the field waiting on him. So,
Worth it.
but is there anything else about Bowman Gray you want to talk about, like that actually happened
Uh,
at the Clash?
I mean, nothing
Um,
aside from the normal, I guess the normal talking points, whatever. I mean, as much as it pains me to say it, Ty Gibbs looked really good for a bit there. I'm
Ty Gibbs
I'm glad he
was
didn't
really good
win,
in both
but
the dry and the wet.
yeah,
So
I mean, like to
there
what
was
you said,
a
there's not going to be that many chances to drive in icy, wet stuff like that. So in the dry, I mean, I was like, wow, like maybe it is. You know what they say? Ty Gibbs will never win a race. I was doubting that at times.
it looked like he was going to run away with
Yeah,
it at times in this race. Keep the field compressing over and over and over again definitely hurt him because it felt like as the first takeoff, it felt like he was going to just run away from
yeah,
everybody. But I mean, we didn't get a lap in before we had 3 spins, including our race winner Ryan
hmm
Preece. So um, I think the Clash, in all honesty, doesn't matter all that much. It's fun because we haven't seen racing in 3 to 4 months now. But I think we're all ready to just let's get to Daytona and let's see some real racing, if you want to call it that. I mean, there are some super speedway haters out there that will be like, I don't think that that's real racing at all. But I think we're ready for the duels on Thursday, qualifying
I
Wednesday.
know.
So we're only 2 days
We're
away from
right
that,
here.
and then we're back to regularly scheduled program every week. Something I do want to talk about, something that came up, Suarez versus SVG, which I guess it was Suarez versus everybody. He was an absolute bumper car out there and just a firecracker on the radio. So um, I don't know if there was I doubt there was anything that happened at Trackhouse last year between SCG and Suarez. I think they just happened to be racing close to each other all night, but that's that was kind of wild. I didn't expect those two to be the hotheads
Yeah.
at Bowman Gray.
I mean, Suarez has to hear all the noise. If it's a 1 year deal, he's racing for a seat, so he's probably out there just trying to prove something. And I don't think there's anything to it other than the fact that just proximity.
Yeah, I mean, good night for Suarez though. I mean, he made the show on
Yeah,
speed, so he didn't even have to race in the LCQ, and then he finished
Yeah,
fourth.
he looks strong at times for sure.
So just something to keep an eye on
Mhm.
when we go to similar tracks that, like we said, the bobsled track in Milan. Um, Probably I'll keep an eye on Suarez. Um, but if that's it for what like actually happened at the track, um, what do you think? I'm for like keeping the clash at Bowman Gray. I am of the opinion, at least, that I think we should give it at least another year,
I wanna see it run
just to be
200 laps in the dry.
because I think it was a
Yeah,
good race
I do too. I enjoyed it.
until the chaos.
I even enjoyed the
And
chaos.
I think I was just so desperate for
Probably.
racing. So, but I thought the first 100 laps were really good, and then the next 100 laps were some of the worst cup racing I have seen in quite some time.
And I still loved it.
But it was so
Hated
glorious,
it.
man.
What's the bowler guy's name? Hate me or love me, you watched.
Yep. I don't know who you think you are. I
Yeah,
am.
exactly.
Um, but I want to see them back at Bowman Gray next year. I think it's only fair to the
Yeah.
fans. Like, let's get back. Let's try this again. And even if the racing is good, then I think it would be time to consider, do we want to move this to another
Yeah.
venue?
And boy, do we have some
But
options for them.
yeah, then we have a whole video about that. So if you want to go check that out after you watch this, but I think that's about it for the Clash. I'm glad it's in the rearview mirror. So it is unfortunate that we didn't get to make one like right after.
Yeah, I
I
won't be
think
traveling like that every weekend, so I would yeah. Most races I'll be ready to roll on a Monday. Talk about it as soon as it happens.
so. We're gonna be good. I wanted to move on to some bold takes, which may or may not actually be written down. So we're really prepared today. If you couldn't tell, um, we're really just trying our best to get an episode out, and then we'll have a Daytona preview later in the week. We talked about doing it during qualifying or during duels later this week, so we'll have another
We'll
video.
see how
So
my
be on the
ADD
lookout for that.
brain can function trying to speak eloquently and watch racing at the same time.
it's it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But for me, honestly, it's easier. If I had like distracted and then like running my mouth and my brain at the same time while watching something, typically I'm pretty good. But granted, I mean that's my background of calling sports
Yeah, I'm the
commentaries.
complete
So
opposite. Like if you're going to be talking and then you're going to stop and I'm just going to be looking and be like, "Oh, slotted in there fourth. Oh,
cargo
sorry, were you
fast.
talking to me?" So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Briscoe on the
yeah,
pole. Who could have
I know.
guessed?
Regardless, episode's coming out.
Um, yes. So, bold prediction number one. I'm going to start us off, and I already spoiled this one for you. I have Trackhouse winning more races than Team Penske this year.
I should I you know what? Should we like give it like a 1 to 10, 10 being like I can't believe you just said that out loud and 1 being like yeah, like do bears poop in the woods?
Like, yeah, okay,
I'll,
I think that's
okay.
fair.
I'm going to give that a I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay, I was thinking that's more of like a 6 or 7.
Stop it.
Jeez.
I'll drop it down to I'll say
Um,
7.5. I'll give it a 7.5.
I was gonna say I was somewhere in like the mid range because if you really think about it, I don't think it's all that bold of a take because I mean they have the same amount of drivers and we have 4 road course races a year. So if SVG is going to be the favorite in all of those, and if he doesn't win, then Zilich is probably going to be right there as well. Ross Chastain is typically good for 1, maybe 2 wins a year, so that puts the number at 6. And do you think that let's just give Cindric credit so he gets a super speedway win? Logano is probably going to win 1 race, maybe 2,
Blaney could win 6
maybe.
and this is completely gone. That's
That's the
that's the
issue. Is how
wild
many do
card.
you think Blaney wins?
That's the
Um,
problem.
so I had Trackhouse winning 6, and then Logano winning 1, and Blaney winning 4.
And Cindric winning
So that
0,
was
I guess.
Cindric winning
Yeah.
0
So 6
because
to
you can't
5.
really predict.
Yeah, I'd give that a 7.5 just because of the uncertainty of Blaney going absolutely nuclear.
That's fair. I think he is everyone's like favorite to win the title
Yeah.
this year. For him to take an even bigger
Yeah.
step towards being the star of the
Yeah.
sport. So, okay, do you have a bold take you want to
Mm,
get to?
Tyler Reddick finishes top 3 in points by the end of the year, which I don't think.
Regular season, championship. You mean top
Yeah.
three? Or okay, I don't know how bold that
Top
is.
3?
And all top three is bold. I'd give that probably another 7. I think that Reddick is due for a little bit of positive regression. He's very fast everywhere we go. He just won the regular season championship 2
Yeah,
years ago.
that is true.
That's and he didn't win a race last year, and he was solidly in the top 10 of
Yeah.
points. So I think that he'll be. I think he'll be right there. It's just going to depend on how well he does in those final 10
Yeah.
races. So I'd give that a 7, but I don't think it would not shock me for that to happen. But I do think if he's in the top 3, he's probably going into Homestead with a chance to win the
Oh, yeah,
championship.
he's got to be.
And if you've seen him race at Homestead, I think that would terrify the rest of the
Yeah.
field. So,
All right, what you got?
um, so I'm going to. We've already mentioned Ryan Preece and how I am the just apparently the highest man on Preece this year. I'm higher than his car at Daytona. So I'm saying that Ryan Preece is going to win 2 races this year. He's not only going to get his inaugural win, he's going to win a second
Not including the
race,
Clash.
not including the Clash.
That's a 9.
Yeah, it is. I understand my
That may be a
delusion when
nine
it
and a
comes
half.
to.
Like that's bold.
I don't know why I'm so bullish on Priest this year, but as I was just looking back at last year, I was like, yeah, this is the guy. I think RFK is going to take a good step this year, and I think Priest, second year with the team, second year in actual good equipment for
Yeah.
once, I think he's going to really just explode onto the scene.
I'd give that I'd have to give it a 9.
Okay.
Hmm.
These are true bold takes too, because like we really did not
These are
take a lot of time
these
to think
are
about
these are
these. These are like off
borderline
the
off
cuff
the
for you.
dome for me right now.
So that's the same with me. So
Larson
we're
finishes outside the top 6 in points.
so that's okay. So in that scenario, realistically, Blaney, Elliott, Byron, Hamlin, Briscoe, Bell, yeah, I could see that happening, but at the same time, all 6 of them being better than him.
Fill in Reddick, fill in Busher, fill in. I mean, there's other guys.
That's true. I mean, it's just Larson is so consistent. It's just he never really slumps. He had his. It was such a big deal that he had a bad time after the double because he didn't win a race for a few months. And it's just like, oh my goodness, is Larson cooked? No, he's finishing top 10 almost every week. And we're having this discussion because he's sad because he didn't do well at Indianapolis. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll give that. I think that's about an 8. I would be shocked if Larson is not in this top 6, especially with the reset. I think that's gonna like if you look at the tracks in the chase this year, he could win
What if I amended it to
at
say
any of
just
them.
regular season?
Regular season, I could see him getting a bit of a slow start. I mean, we start out with two super speedways, and I don't think he's going to finish second at Atlanta again, or I don't think he's going to finish better. He's going to win Atlanta now.
Yeah,
That I
you
said
jinxed
that,
it.
but I mean, he could easily get a slow start, and then it messes with his head a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, he's admitted before that he likes dirt track racing more than NASCAR. He's won 2 Cup Series titles now, so I mean, it depends on how much he wants it week to week. I assume he's going to be competitive, and his I guess if Chevy doesn't the new body is not as good as we think it's going to be, if it gives everybody, including the big Hendrick, trouble, then we might be having this conversation. But I don't think that's going to
Yeah.
happen. So I'm going to say, I'm trying to look. I got to look at exactly who I want this
We got to get
comparison to be.
bolder. We got to get some.
This is. I've got. Okay. SVG has a higher average finish than Alex Bowman.
Wow. I think that's also a 9. At least.
See, I'm understanding the assignment now. You're still sitting in the 7-8 range.
Just get ready for what I've got cooking right now. I think that's a 9. I would say it's a 9, just because even though he may have 4 wins, that'll bring down that. But I mean, there's so many oval tracks. Even if he improves to run 20th, like if Bowman just runs 15th everywhere, he'll still have a better average finish. And that's like Bowman is better than running 15th everywhere. I think he can be way better than that.
That's why it's bold.
So I'd give that a 9. I'd give that at least a 9.
We have that conversation, and suddenly we're having, is SVG going to the 48 next year?
Oh my
gosh. You've got. We'll move on to your apparently blazing hot take here.
Corey Heim wins a race in one of his 12 Cup starts.
Okay, yeah, there's the 10. I wanted to get to Corey Heim anyways with his new schedule, but let's see exactly where he's racing, because I'm on NASCAR.com as is. So let's just.
It's. I mean, you think I couldn't make it through an entire bold predictions and not mention Marietta, born and raised, time.
Good Lord, I can't. I saw it earlier. I guess I need to just go to social media and pull up the graphic. Or Corey Heim.
I haven't even seen, to be completely honest, I haven't even seen the 12 where he's racing. That's just, I'm going rogue here.
I know he's racing at Martinsville.
Is he racing at a super speed? I guess he's racing if he makes the 500. That automatically gives me a chance.
Yeah, so he's racing the 500.
If he gets in.
He won't race. Yeah, if he gets in, then he doesn't race until April 19th at Kansas. But he'll run the San Diego Street Course, Chicagoland, Brickyard, Coca-Cola 600, Southern 500, Homestead. This is not his full schedule. It's just showing me the cool, or like the
bigger races,
notable races. Yeah. Like I just want the full schedule. Thank you. There we go. 2311. So Daytona 500, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte, Nashville, San Diego, Chicagoland, Indianapolis, Daytona 2, Darlington 2, Charlotte again, and Homestead.
2 shots at
only
it.
One road. Yeah, so only 1 road course and 2 super speedways. So he'd have to win on speed. I think if there was a Bristol in there, I might give him a shot. But
you asked for bold. I delivered bold.
Imagine he's racing all of the Crown Jewel events.
What if he wins Daytona, and I just come on here next Monday, just like I wouldn't say a word the whole podcast. I don't think.
He just wins all 4 Crown Jewel races,
and then still doesn't have a full-time ride next year.
Yeah, exactly. We actually think that Riley Herbst brings more money and attention.
I agree. Who? I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah. So, this one's not very bold, but I probably should have started with this. We have a new champion in 2026.
So who can that be? So Byron.
Anyone Yeah, I did this. I did this thinking the other night. I was like, I would bet money on this just because I think my odds are good.
Byron,
So
Briscoe,
it's anyone
Bell.
but Keselowski,
Yep. Yep.
Elliott,
Yep.
Larson,
Yep.
Logano,
Okay.
Blaney, Bush.
So you have
So basically, Byron, the entire JGR stable,
except for oh yeah, and no. Well, yeah, excluding Ty Gibbs because he won't win.
but I mean that's four of your top 8
Yep.
or 9 in championship predictions, and then it gives you Bowman if you really think highly of him. It gives you all of the Trackhouse guys. It gives you Busher, and then it gives you Reddick and Wallace, who I think are probably going to be pretty good this
Yeah.
year. I don't know if I would have.
I don't know if I put the
We've already talked
23,
about
but
Reddick,
the 45.
but I mean reasonably versus. I mean Larson and it's probably going to be the championship favorite. Blaney, right behind him, and then I think Byron's going to have better odds than
Yeah.
Elliott.
And Briscoe is right there.
So
And
yeah, Briscoe,
Bell.
Hamlin, Bell, Hamlin. So it's really a
That's
50-50
bolder for
shot.
you as a guy
I
that's
think
lower on JGR. You're just banking on Byron
that's
at that point.
yeah. I'm big into Byron, but I mean, look at how they. I mean, not to put anything into the clash at all, but I mean, the JGR cars ran really well in those first 100
Yeah. You know,
laps.
I'm still way high
So
on JGR, so I don't I would say this that's a stacked field of non-championship drivers. That's probably a 7, middle 6
all of
maybe a
this is
6,
all of this is voided when we have Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch dueling it out at Homestead for the
just like that
championship.
old commercial that when they released it intended.
That was exactly. I mean, they were trying to
It
tell
was
us.
just yeah. It's like the NBA. It's rigged. I didn't say that out loud. It's not rigged, I promise. All right. I got to think where I want to go with this. Cuz I was like I got real bold there with high time. I don't think I'm going to go that bold again. I want to do something with Busher, but I don't want to come across as a homer. Where do I want to go with this? I'll go with RFK Inspire combined for more wins than the rest of the mid-tier teams combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
So everyone but
Big
the
three.
big
Yeah.
three. Okay.
RFK Inspire versus everybody else minus JGR, Penske, Hendrick.
So basically, we're just having the conversation of does Legacy get a win,
How many
and
races
then
does 2311 win?
and
And
Trackhouse.
Trackhouse. Oh, I forgot about Trackhouse. Crap.
I was gonna say Trackhouse winning is that's a 10 for me. I don't see any shot. Like SCG is just going to win at least 2, and that might be enough
Trackhouse
to
was a
win it.
wrench in this. I forgot about Trackhouse. Dang it. Oh,
So
whatever.
I was
Give
gonna
me a
say
10. Call me insane. It's going to happen.
um I'm going to go to the O'Reilly ranks for my next
Okay.
one, and I don't know necessarily how bold this is because it's a weird year in O'Reilly. Like, I mean, there are basically no Fords running; it's all Toyota
Yeah.
Chevy, and then you've got a lot of guys in new seats. Zilich isn't there, and um, Corey Heim is not racing full time there, so there's not someone that we look at as like the guy in that series. I guess Justin Allgaier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Austin Hill's going to be good. I think Jesse Love um, might be good. I think he's going to be interesting. I think I don't know if how
Yeah.
well if he'll defend his title or not. But I'm going to say that this is my bold prediction. Roger Carruth, in a part-time schedule for JGR, or not JGR,
JR.
Junior Motorsports. Um, and then he's racing the rest of his, um, I forget the team. It's a mid pack backpack team. He's going to finish top 5 in points. Roger Creethwell.
You're appealing. I
That's my.
love Raja, so you're appealing to me. But
It's a
I don't
weird
really know how
situation.
even to rank this one. I'll give it a. I feel like an 8 is just like a good number. Just because also like I'll go with an 8. I don't really. My explanation is I don't really know why, but that's what my gut tells me to say. So that's why I'm saying it.
Let me just make sure. I was gonna say I know he's racing. Jordan Anderson Racing. So I was like, I knew it was either Jordan Anderson Racing or Viking, and I could not remember. But I think he's gonna have a really good year, and then it's gonna be kind of a thing of like, well, where does he go when everything erupts in silly season?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna come up with one more, and then
Okay, I've got one more, and then we can.
I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Christopher Bell. Leads all drivers and wins. Not too bold, but when you kind of stack it
It's
up,
about a 5.
when you stack it up, you're like, maybe that's a 5.
I think.
I guess he won 3 last year at the beginning, but it was kind of mild. Some of it was kind of fluky.
I mean, he could go on a run. I mean, I don't doubt Christopher Bell's ability. I mean, and what do you need probably to be the highest win total? 5, 6?
6 wins, probably, I'd say.
So is Denny with 6
Yeah.
last year. So, I mean, Bell gets that. It's just okay. I'll give you a 6 because I think that just when you do compare it to like, well, he's got to beat everybody. That boosts you up a little bit. But I mean, Bell is fast, so I don't really see that as super bold.
I had to come down off of my bold take claims. I had to level one out.
Okay.
You've got one that you've been just cooking up. I can feel it.
So I am trying to figure out the best way I wanted to word this question. And I've got it kind of both ways because I can see it. But the silly season that's supposed to be just crazy results with at least one new driver at every mid-pack team, but no changes to the big 3 rosters.
Okay, so your big 3 stay the same. I could see. Okay, so let's go through them. 23-11, clearly that'd be the 35.
Well, that's what I would say. Is like in my mind, Reddick might be on the move, but I
he'd
had
have to go.
somewhere kind of
The
crazy
only
in
way
mind.
he could move would be to a big 3 team, I would think.
I think Spire has the pockets that if they wanted
That's
him,
true.
and if they show improvement, I could really see Spire and Gamebridge money
Coming
just
after.
being like, you know what, we want Reddick, we're going to get Reddick, and
He
that's
kind of
that.
fits their vibe a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't know, something about just like I could close my eyes and see him in that 7 car.
I was about to say, I guess he'd have to be in the 7. So then that's your mover there. So then that would automatically make your mover for Spire. Who moves? Would you say Brad retires, even though he said he's going to be racing for another 7 years? Priest moves. Busher moves.
Yeah, I didn't think it through all
I'm
of
just
that
thinking.
much.
I neither. I don't think Busher's going anywhere.
Okay, and I don't think
I
Priest
don't
is
either.
either.
So I guess you'd have to bank on like Brad's leg just being cooked.
Okay, let me rephrase this because I had it both in my head of not a single of the big 3 moves, and then all the moves. Every single team loses a driver.
Okay, that makes it interesting. So
because that I'm just trying to think of like where this could even happen. That would give Buescher to Penske,
I almost
in my
made that as
opinion.
a bold take because Busher's in the 2 car next year.
Buescher to Penske, and then I would say Chastain to the 48,
Yep. And then
and
Hamlin
for
retires.
JGR, Hamlin retires or someone. Yeah,
It
I
has
guess
to be
Hamlin
Hamlin
retires. I
retire.
think that would be
Who
Hamlin
takes the
retires,
11?
and they have to go fishing. I think they have to go fishing.
Who's like start name dropping? Like if you think I was gonna say like the logical move is Reddick just because same manufacturer, but if he's going to Spire in this scenario, Bubba in 2311 has to start from scratch with Corey Heim.
Yeah, because Heim is basically banned from JGR, so it would have to be, if we're just going out of system, Bubba. Which that's a I love Bubba, but I think that's a big downgrade in terms of talent. Uh, Maybe you look at Zilich if JGR could pry him
I
away,
doubt it.
and then I don't know. I this is my boldest
Yeah.
take though, by
This
far,
is a fun
because it's
exercise
just
actually.
of just like, where in the world, if you move these pieces with this in mind. This would basically confirm though in my head, and I would cheer that Brick Ware Racing is dead.
That would be sick.
Um, for Legacy Motors Club, they keep their 2 drivers, but they have a new car. They have a third
Yep.
charter. So that would be what it is for me. Noah Gragson's out at front row, and they may just contract to 2. I could see them selling that third
Here
charter
comes
they
Lane
just bought
Riggs,
off of
baby.
Stuart Haas. Yeah, Lane Riggs, though, I mean, what's to stop him from being at 2311 in a case where they have to completely
Maybe.
rebuild?
Can you imagine
I
3
mean,
cars at 2311? It's just Lane Riggs, Jesse Love, Corey Heim.
that'd
That'd
be
be
fun.
so much fun.
And then I could see them picking up like maybe like a Raja Karuth, just because of how popular he is. I mean, if he has the season that I predicted, where he's top 5 in Xfinity points or
How
O'Reilly
dare you?
points, and then I know, we're reliable as O'Reilly, we're not as fast as
Yeah.
Xfinity. But if he has that kind of season and he gets kind of clogged and there's not an opening at a Chevy team, I mean, I guess he could go to Trackhouse in that case. That's actually a very
Yeah, he could
Trackhouse move.
backfill for. Yeah, that's a Trackhouse move if I've ever seen. When he'd backfill for Ross.
So, but I mean, and then it could just
So
be
where
as
does
easy as
Cindric go?
Trackhouse stays the
Cindric goes to
same.
front row.
Cindric might be in the O'Reilly series for a minute.
What would
I
Tim
mean,
think?
he's back in at Penske IndyCar, so
Hmm.
we'll see.
I don't know how I would feel
I'm
about that
sure
if I saw Busher go to the 2.
you'd have to be teammates with
I know.
Joey,
I think I'd rather die. I'm just kidding. He's bald now. Maybe I'll like him more.
and then I would have Corey LaJoy in the 17.
No, put Stenhouse back in the 17.
Lane Riggs in
So
the
who goes to
17.
Hayek?
Hayek could fold. I could see that happening.
But Fun Pops.
It's true. We are both, I think, very dead
I'm
right
so
now.
tired. But Fun Pops.
It's yeah. But yeah, that's a 10 for a reason. I think that might be
I'd
higher
have to
than a
break out a
10,
pen and
but
paper to reorganize that one. I'm so
like that
lost in
gets
my head.
real. That gets real
Corey Ware
spreadsheety.
to the 48. Or Cody Ware to the 48.
I could see Bowman taking the 1 in that case
Yeah.
for like a year, just to be like, oh shoot, we didn't expect that to happen.
Who
Zane Smith comes back to Trackhouse.
what other teams are we missing?
Legacy adds a
Yeah,
car,
we got that
so they
one.
don't lose anybody. Colleague, I mean, I don't think AJ Allmendinger is sticking around long term there. I don't think that's a. I think him and Ty Dillon could both be out tomorrow. I think Colleague could sell their Cup Series operation I don't think that's the
Just stick to
like
trucks.
boldest thing. Just it really depends on what Dodge sees because I think that Dodge is talking to Colleague right now about like, yeah, you're our guy, but if they really want to go Cup Series racing, I don't know if they really think Colleague is the
No,
team.
there's other teams you can call.
I don't.
Who are they? Who the
I
real
think
question
they
is,
would.
who are you gonna call?
I would call Spire right now,
I would
personally.
either call Spire. The only other one I would call is RFK, just because of Brad's history with Dodge.
I think Spire right now has the money of a big player, and they're on the up and up. And I love their driver lineup.
Yeah,
So, especially if in that case they bought Reddick.
that would be insane.
So, but okay, last thing before we move on, we've had enough bold wrong takes, I think, for
Yeah, I think
now.
that'll cover us for
Um,
the entire year.
Starting tonight on Monday the 9th, as we're filming this, Wheel of Fortune is having a NASCAR themed week. And because I'm tired, I completely forgot what game show Wheel of Fortune was and instead thought it was Jeopardy for some reason. So I've got a NASCAR, one true NASCAR trivia question, and then one like just fun fact I saw and I've been really wanting to tell somebody. So I think I've asked you this question before. What is the winningest number in
You
NASCAR
have never
history
asked me this
in the
because
Cup
I would
Series?
remember this. The winningest number? Hmm.
Spoiler alert, you didn't get it right the first time I asked you this
You've
either.
asked me this before?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember at
I've
all.
asked you this. This is one of my late night
Is it like
group
is
chat.
it you probably can't tell me this. Is it a number you would be like, yeah, that makes sense, or is it a number like, oh, wouldn't have guessed that?
Kind of in between. I mean, it's someone who is known for having good drivers.
40
Like,
48?
no, 48 is. Listen, I thought you were gonna say the
I
43
almost did.
because that's where my brain went. Because I
Petty.
mean, Richard
Yeah.
Petty just absolutely owns the win record. But no, he's second
That was too
because he
the only reason I didn't say 43 is cuz that would have been too easy.
um
Uh
it's a car that would be hard to like label at least all time only for one driver because there's been
oh,
several
okay.
NASCAR Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famer in the scene
20?
now. I think right. No, the 11
Really?
because I mean Michael Waltrip drove that or not Michael Waltrip. Daryl
And
Waltrip
then
drove that
Denny.
car. Denny, um,
Yeah.
and
I
then
guess I was thinking 20 Logano, Stewart, Bell.
and I mean Buddy Baker drove that car. I mean there's as of last it was before the season last year, so I think the number might changed, but it was like the three top drivers in that car won like 40 races of these, or like right around the same
Wow.
number of races, and they were all just
Yeah.
workhorses. And then there's been like a few guys of like, oh, I had the 11 for 4 years and I won three
Yeah.
races. I had the 11 for 8 years. I won eight
Yeah.
races. Like it just adds up. So, and then fun fact that I'm going to tell you because I don't know who else to tell this to, who else would appreciate it. Um, I learned today that the founder of Waffle House, well, technically there's two, but one of the founders of Waffle House, he during World War II was basically like a CIA like extracurricular activities kind of guy. Like he would sneak onto bases in the U.S. and try to bump up security there, and all of that. He would be playing around, doing a bunch of this anti-espionage behavior for at least the first 2 years of the war. After that, he was put on one very specific assignment where he would drive from Oak Ridge, Tennessee to Los Alamos, New Mexico, and did that for 2 years. and he personally delivered all of the enriched uranium that went into the nuclear bombs that blew up over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So the man responsible for the atomic bombings in World War II, at least one of the men, also went on to found the greatest restaurant in the South. So he's directly also responsible for the Braves winning a World Series in 2021.
So is that why Bill Plaschke called it a bombed out strip mall or whatever he called it?
Yeah, I think that's correct. I think that's
Nuclear
about the
enriched uranium. That's why we call it. That's why we
apps.
call it Waffle Home.
I mean, nothing about that
No,
shocks
their
me.
staff can go nuclear at any point.
It's just I it was just a
That
crazy
is
fact. And I was just like,
absurd.
that's somewhat NASCAR and
They
sports
drove
related. I
they
can
drove
sneak that
a
onto the
vehicle,
podcast.
NASCAR. That's crazy.
So
Wow. You
yeah.
learn something new every day.
Um so he did not know he was delivering enriched uranium until the 80s, but um and he's like, shoot, I drove a truck from Oak Ridge to Los Alamos. That was me.
Whoops.
Um so but yeah, that's the tri-oval office, I think. I think that's a
That's a good
good
place to
place to
cap it
end
right
on.
there.
So this has been the tri-oval
Like and
office. We've
subscribe if
talked
you loved the Bad Bunny halftime show.
and like and subscribe if you disliked it or liked the Kid Rock one instead or hate music entirely.
Oh, the Kid Rock one was so
Um,
good.
I watched both. I thought both were pretty good, actually,
I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
comparatively. So, and if you are ready for NASCAR to be back, like and subscribe, and we'll see you sometime later this week before the 500. So, I'm Cayden. That's Grant. You've been watching the Tri Oval Office.